All right, welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive. And today, we're tackling something, well, kind of spooky.
Oh, are we talking ghosts?
Not quite, although the way fear can influence an animal's entire life, it's almost like an unseen force shaping their world, right?
Definitely.
Like an invisible predator, always lurking.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're diving into the science of fear in the animal kingdom
Oh, cool.
and our source material today. A fascinating excerpt from The Science of Fear, Animal Behavior in Extreme Situations.
Sounds intense.
Oh, it is. We'll be exploring how just the presence of a predator, not even a direct attack, can have these ripple effects.
You mean like how they behave?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everything from where they hang out to, get this, even how often they reproduce.
Wow, fear really does have a big impact.
It's wild. We'll also uncover some seriously mind-blowing survival tactics. Some, I gotta tell you, are straight out of science fiction.
Okay, now you've got me hooked.
I know, right? So let's jump right in. You know, we often toss around that phrase fight or flight, but the reality of fear for many animals is, well, it's much deeper than that.
It's less about a quick burst of adrenaline and more
Yeah.
about living with this underlying current of threat, shaping their every move.
It's like this constant pressure. Researchers call it the landscape of fear, which I think is a pretty powerful image.
Oh, absolutely. Imagine a landscape where every decision,
Yeah.
every step you take is influenced by the potential danger lurking around every corner.
Exactly. So how do scientists actually measure this fear? Because, I mean,
Yeah.
how do we know an animal isn't just being, a bit skittish?
That's where the science gets really fascinating. Researchers have all sorts of clever ways to measure this. One way is tracking movements. Like they'll notice how an animal might avoid certain areas.
Oh, so even if there's good food there.
Yeah, even if it's prime real estate for food or shelter,
Makes sense.
they'll steer clear if they sense a predator nearby. And then there's measuring their physiology.
Oh, you mean like heart rate and stuff?
Exactly. Things like heart rate variability and stress hormone levels.
Mm.
You know, those hormones like cortisol and adrenaline that
Oh, yeah, the ones that get us all pumped up.
Exactly. Those skyrocket when an animal perceives danger.
So it's not just a feeling, it's a whole physical reaction.
Absolutely. And even their behavior changes. You'll see reduced foraging, different ways of interacting with each other, even, and this is crazy, suppressed reproduction.
Wow. So fear is literally affecting their future generations.
It really is.
It's like the stress of potentially being eaten has more impact than actually being eaten.
Right.
Makes you think about, chronic stress in humans.
Mm.
Almost like, I don't know, a form of PTSD.
It really is.
But you can't help but admire how animals have adapted to this.
Oh,
Right?
absolutely. Over millions of years, they've evolved this incredible array of defenses against predators. I mean, some of these are just mind-blowing.
I bet. Let's talk about camouflage first. It's a classic for a reason, but,
It is.
I mean, take the octopus, right?
Oh, the octopus is amazing.
They're the ultimate masters of disguise. They don't just change color.
No.
They can actually morph their skin texture to mimic rocks, coral, seaweed.
It's unbelievable.
It's like living, breathing special effects.
Seriously. Like something straight out of a movie.
Totally.
Yeah.
But staying hidden only works if, well, you can stay hidden. What about animals that need to warn each other?
Well, that's where we get into the amazing world of alarm calls.
Oh, yeah, the classic bird warning call.
Right. But it goes way beyond birds.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Take prairie dogs, for example.
Yeah.
They have this complex vocabulary of calls specific to different types of predators.
Oh, like different calls for different predators.
Yeah. They can even tell the difference between a human just walking and a human on horseback.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
And get this, some species have even learned to understand the alarm calls of other species.
So it's like a universal language of fear.
Exactly. They've cracked the code, communicating across species. It's fascinating.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
But okay, what happens when hiding isn't an option and shouting just attracts more trouble?
Right.
Are there any other, let's say, creative tactics?
Oh, there are some truly bizarre yet brilliant survival strategies out there. Think about the opossum.
Oh, playing dead, right?
Exactly. But it's not just a simple act like lying still. They go into this whole catatonic state.
Wow.
They emit a foul odor, drool, even defecate, all to make themselves truly unappetizing.
Oh, that's hardcore.
Right. It's like they're taking method acting to a whole new level.
I guess you got to commit to the role if you want to survive.
Sure.
But seriously, why would they go to such extremes?
Well, researchers think it taps into a predator's instinct to avoid potentially diseased prey. So the opossum is basically playing on the predator's own fears.
So it's like reverse psychology in the animal kingdom,
Mm.
but all these defenses, they must take a toll, right?
Oh, for sure. All this camouflage, these calls, playing dead,
Right.
they require energy. Energy that could be spent on, finding food, mating, raising young.
That's true. It's like survival is this balancing act.
It is. It's about maximizing the benefits while minimizing the costs.
And fear, even though it's essential for survival, it also has these far-reaching effects, not just on the individual animal, but on the
Ah.
whole ecosystem, right?
Absolutely. It's a really powerful way to understand how nature works.
Okay, so before we wrap up, gotta ask the big question.
Yeah.
Why does this matter to humans? I mean, why should we care about the science of fear in animals?
Well, it's not just about appreciating the wonders of nature, though that's important too. It has real-world implications.
Oh, definitely.
For example, in conservation, understanding the landscape of fear is key to protecting vulnerable species.
I can see that.
By managing predator populations, creating safe havens, minimizing human disturbances,
No, those are all important.
we can actually help prey animals thrive. Then there's animal welfare. Knowing how fear affects them, we can design better enclosures in zoos and sanctuaries.
So it's about more than just keeping them fed and watered.
Exactly. It's about reducing their stress, letting them express their natural behaviors. But maybe even more importantly, understanding animal fear can help us coexist better with wildlife in the wild.
Like avoiding conflicts. Right.
Exactly. It's about sharing the planet in a more responsible way.
That's a great point. If we can understand their fears, we can learn to live alongside them.
Exactly. It's a two-way street. And it makes you wonder, what if we could delve even deeper into their sensory world? Imagine understanding their perception of threats so well
Right.
that we could predict or even prevent human-wildlife conflicts before they even happen.
No, that would be incredible. So let's take a moment to recap. We've gone deep into the world of fear today, haven't we?
We have.
And not just that fleeting, oh no, I'm scared kind of fear, but the kind that shapes an animal's whole existence.
Right.
We talked about the landscape of fear, this invisible force that drives their behavior and even impacts the ecosystem.
It's amazing, right?
And we've explored all sorts of defenses, from chameleon-like camouflage to the dramatic, Oscar-worthy performance of playing dead.
They're truly remarkable.
Truly.
Yeah.
And what I think is really important is understanding animal fear. It's crucial for conservation,
Yes.
for animal welfare,
Absolutely.
and ultimately for our own relationship with the natural world.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So next time you're out in nature, or even just watching a nature documentary, take a moment to consider what those animals might be feeling. That rustle of leaves could be a predator. A change in the wind could carry the scent of danger.
Right.
Their world is filled with these unseen forces that shape their every move.
It's a testament to how adaptable and resilient life can be. It really is.
It really is. And on that note, big thanks to everyone for joining us on this deep dive into the science of fear.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and stay curious.
Yeah.